Welcome to Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports, and I'm joined today by the head coach of the reigning national champion Alabama softball team. Coach, how's everything going?
Great, Christopher. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Coach. Fall brawl has kind of come down to an end for you guys. How did that go for you?
I think it went really well. We played 6 games. We won all 6. We had a different lineup in every single game. The new kids got to put on the jersey for the first time, get a little nerves out of the system, and some of the new kids did great. Molly Fickner, I think, got out 1 time in the 6 games. Haley McClinney hit over 600. Just some really good performances by some of our freshmen, and obviously Molly is a junior transfer. But overall, I thought it was a fun time. I think the fans are going to love this team. We could be faster than we were last year. I think I said that about 3 or 4 weeks ago when we first started in the fall. But after watching them for 6 games, I think it could be true. All they need to do is get on base because they have some very, very great speed. And I just think we're going to be fun to watch.
Coach, what have you seen from this pitching staff so far? How have you seen Jackie kind of come along?
Yeah, I mean, both Jackie and Leslie, and Lauren didn't get to pitch at all. For some people that don't know, she had the torn ACL in March. She's rehabbing. She is going to pitch Thursday.
Okay,
we did
awesome.
get a good doctor's report last week, so she's excited that she gets to pitch in the last scrimmage. But Jackie overall was terrific as usual. But Leslie Jury was the real good surprise of the fall. She started out with a little bit of a struggle. The next game, struck out 20 of the 21.
Yeah.
The next game, she only gave up a bunt single in that game, but then the next game she threw a no-hitter with a bunch of strikeouts again. And it reminds me of when we had a really good pitching staff years ago, where like a Stephanie Van Brakel and a Chrissy Owens would go back-to-back, or Jennifer Wright and an Aaron Wright, and they would just one-up each other. It's almost like having 2 running backs, and one have 100 yards, the next game another one has 100 yards, the next game the other one does better. But they went back and forth for the 3 doubleheaders. And Leslie would pitch great, and then Jackie would throw a no-hitter. And then Leslie threw a no-hitter, and Jackie struck out 16. So to watch the 2 of them together was something special.
You got to be pretty excited about that. But even though fall camp is kind of winding down, you still have a little special event coming up, though, don't you?
Yeah, we're going to have our first Crimson and White kind of championship game of the fall. We weren't able to play Shelton in the last game, and so we decided to do this Crimson White scrimmage, similar to what baseball does with the 2 out of 3, but we're just going to play a single game. And the 4 seniors are going to be matched up against each other 2 and 2, and they're going to actually pick their teams, and we're going to have a mock draft Tuesday afternoon. And we're going to give them 30 seconds in between their picks. They'll huddle with each other and decide who they want. Everybody's going to need a second baseman and a shortstop and a first baseman, and so there's a little strategy involved. The coaching staff's going to stay completely out of it. I'll just get a piece of paper for one of them, and I'll get up to the podium and announce who they pick, and then we'll put it on a board. And it'll be 10 young ladies on one team and 9 on the other, because we have 19 on the roster this fall. And then the winning team will get their meal cooked for them by the losing team. They'll have to serve them. They'll have to clean up. And so it'll be big stakes Thursday afternoon.
So there'll be a lot of excitement there for that. But you mean to tell me that you're going to keep your hand out of coaching? You're not going to coach at all?
No. We're basically going to sit either in the stands or in the dugout. They're going to be responsible for third base. They're going to be responsible for the signals. They're going to be responsible for the pitch calling, everything. Yeah. And I think that's good for them because, every now and then I might get tossed from a game, and I know Allie's a very capable replacement for me, but just in case, I think it's good. And I think it shows game sense when it's almost like go down to the sandlot and play on a neighborhood park by yourself, the way we used to do when we were little. Now I don't think it rarely happens, but just to see how when they think the game through and they see if we're on the same page. And I think it'll be fun for them. It's definitely is good for them, but I think it'll also be fun for them.
This will probably help with team chemistry too, won't it?
Yeah, and one side is definitely going to be wearing white, and the other side is going to be wearing a crimson uniform. So they'll be in separate dugouts. So it'll definitely be kind of a rivalry thing. It'll be fun to watch.
I'm sure the fans at home, they're sitting there watching this, are probably wondering if they can come out and watch. Can fans come out and watch?
Yeah, and it's free. It'll be Thursday afternoon. The scrimmage will probably start around 3:45. We'll do a warm-up. We'll take batting practice. We'll do everything like a real game. But the actual scrimmage itself will probably start about 3:45. We have 3 umpires coming, so no catcher has to worry about calling balls and strikes, which is a huge thing. But yeah, everybody is invited to come out and watch the last scrimmage.
And that's Thursday afternoon. It sounds like it'll be a great time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and I think it'll be a very competitive 7 innings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that. I'm sure it's going to be some fun things going on. But Murph, I appreciate you coming down today.
Thanks for having me.
For the head coach of the Alabama softball team, Patrick Murphy, I'm Chris Fringland for Crimson Tide Connection.